Canada is one of the most expensive countries in the world. Rent is crazy here. Look at the view behind this guy over here, guys. Just tent city over here. Canada as a whole has about 235,000 homeless people as of last year. There's a security guard standing right over there. So this is smack in the middle of the park. Gas tank here, guys. You got a generator probably giving power to one of these tents. That guy's using the washroom back there. Wow. Not all these people are homeless for the exact same reasons. It's just a bunch of things in one. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another day in downtown Toronto, guys. Today I'm right here in the heart of downtown Toronto. Let me show you where I am, guys. I'm around all these beautiful buildings. I've got a beautiful view of the CN Tower, which is right behind these buildings here, and a bunch of beautiful condominiums, guys. But I'm gonna show you what's right smack in the middle between all these condos, and something very sad, guys. Like, for a beautiful city like Toronto, there is a lot of homeless people. For those of you that don't know, Canada as a whole has about 235,000 homeless people as of last year. The number for this year isn't out yet, but I'm sure it's increased a lot.
Canada continues to grapple with a post-pandemic surge in homelessness. The Canadian Alliance to End Homelessness estimates between 260,000 to 300,000 Canadians experience homelessness in a given year.
Because things have only gone worse out here, guys. Everything is expensive. The housing crisis has increased. They say inflation's come down, but that doesn't mean prices of everything has come down. So if the price of something was $10 4 years ago and it's $20 now, don't think that store is gonna bring it back down to $10 just because inflation has slowed down. Rent is crazy here in Canada. For those of you that don't know, Canada is one of the most expensive countries in the world, and it seems like it's only getting worse, guys.
A lot of homeless living at the park, and some of those huge tents. But honestly, I speak to myself, oh, those people are lucky. They don't have pressure to pay the rent. For us, the rent is a pressure. Those people are lucky. They're living their life no rent.
Imagine thinking people without homes might be better off. The Canadian reality is rents here have increased 22% in 2 years. Canada now ranks the lowest in terms of affordability of all the G7 countries.
Politicians aren't doing anything about it. It's just a lot of, this over here. So there is currently over 1,400 encampments in Canada right now. Many of them are right here in downtown Toronto. Let's go look around, guys. I'm gonna show you the current situation. Right over here, guys, I'm right by Clarence Square Park, where there's an encampment. I'm not sure how many tents there are. I think I'm seeing about 10 just in this one little corner over here. And there's also security here. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing because it wasn't safe to be around these encampments. But what's sad is this is a park. Parks should be used for families and kids. And, you want to take your dog for a walk. You want to go for a walk. You want to hang out on a bench for a couple hours, 15 minutes, whatever you want, right? It shouldn't be used for shelter. Right now, what I see over here is shelter, and as you guys could see, there's a security guard standing right over there. So let's go for a walk over here. See some lady changing her clothes in her tent. Look over here, guys. So this is smack in the middle of the park. Wow. How are you? Over here you have another security guard. Crazy. This guy's just hanging out here, and look at the view behind this guy over here, guys. Just tent city over here.
How long have you been living in here?
This time about a month and a half I've been here.
And where were you before?
Before I was in a tent behind the lighthouse. My husband passed away in my tent.
But I still prefer to be out here with my friends.
So you have like a housing unit that you could go to?
Yes, I do. I can't have any friends over, so it sucks. So I just prefer to stay out here.
Look over here. A couple more tents here. I don't know what's going on. So it never used to be like this here, guys. And then it's crazy because look, this is the main road right over here. Right now, if I'm counting, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guys, I'm counting easily 15. Yeah, guys, there's about 15 tents right over here in this small space. Let me see how close I could get. This is just one of them, guys. There's tons. Somebody dropped their cannabis on the ground. Let's see what they have back here, guys. Wow. Gas tank here, guys. You got a generator probably giving power to one of these tents. Insane. I'm not gonna get too close because, as I told you, there's 2 security guards here for a reason. I'm guessing something must have happened here recently. And I don't know who's paying for those security guards, guys, because that might be coming out of taxpayers' money. I doubt the community came together to put security guards here.
Mayors are calling on the province to do better when it comes to helping municipalities solve homelessness.
Cities and regions, we're only allowed to use property tax, but the reality is the cost to solve this, it goes well beyond anything I can do with the property tax, and frankly, it's not fair to my residents.
St. Catharines already spends around $4 million, or 3% of its annual budget, just on downstream effects of encampments, like cleanup crews as well as fire and EMS calls. That's not to mention millions spent on capital projects like temporary shelters set up in the city this year.
No dogs allowed in garden areas, but tents are allowed everywhere. Yeah, guys, I don't know how close I could get, but look, there's a tent over there. There's a massive tent over here, another tent back here. Somebody has a dog. Oh yeah, that guy's using the washroom back there. Wow. I don't know if you guys could see, but yeah, wow. People have tents set up all around this park, guys. This guy's got chopped wood everywhere. Wow. Guys, I'm not getting too close because some people don't like the camera around. I don't know how safe it is. I see security in some spots. People are walking through this park, don't get me wrong. Like, as you could see, like, there's people here walking. There's actually not too many people walking behind me, but there are people walking by, but they're just walking by. Like, nobody's really stopping here. That guy over there, he's got some Aboriginal tent looking thing going on there, but he's got chopped wood all around. He's even fenced off his own area over here. This is a public park, and I'm guessing the city set this up for them to use, but as you guys saw in the clip before, there was some guy taking a leak in the bushes. I don't know. And then, guys, on this side of the park, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, there's 7 tents over here, more spread out, not as close as the other ones, but they're still here. And there's multiple people sleeping on their different parts of this park, guys. It's a beautiful park. And here is the lineup for a food bank, guys. So it ends off over there, but it goes all the way around the corner over there, guys. We are here on a Thursday afternoon, early in the afternoon, and it is this busy, guys. Apparently it's like this all day, every day.
People are struggling with mental health, addictions, homelessness, and we're seeing it in encampments in every community across this province.
So let me just be clear, guys. There's a ton of parks in the city that have encampments all around them, and it's sad. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm sure it's not just one thing. I'm sure, not all these people are homeless for the exact same reasons. It's just a bunch of things in one. But a few things I could think of off the top of my head based on facts. Guys, housing is crazy expensive in Toronto and all of Canada, but mostly Toronto. Like, Toronto and Vancouver have crazy prices, guys. And what's unfortunate is, like, even if you go like 1 hour away from the city, which in most countries, when you drive 1 hour away from the center of the city, things become drastically cheaper. Over here, it's still expensive. Like, if you look at the real estate market here, look at Toronto and then do a 1 hour drive north, for example. Houses are still extremely expensive. Like, you'll still see small townhouses for, whoa, I just saw a bra. Anyways, so you'll still see small townhouses for $1 million. It's not uncommon, which is completely crazy to me. Like, what justifies a small townhouse 1 hour away from Toronto to be $1 million? It's crazy, guys. So obviously this leads to homelessness. Not everybody could afford it. What's crazy is not only are houses expensive to purchase, even if you could afford to purchase it, mortgages are extremely hard to get. And even if you can't get approved for that mortgage, guys, getting a rental is also insanely hard. These days they're asking for notice of assessments, your T4s, 2 pay stubs, a job letter, a bunch of stuff, guys. It's almost as if you're going through a mortgage process. I understand why some landlords are doing this now. It's because people are not paying rent. They're just paying their first and last. They move in, they don't pay, the government doesn't do anything about it, so the landlord's losing money. But now it's become extremely hard as a working person. Like, let's say you can't afford a house, you're working up to that hopefully one day, or you're okay with not owning, you just want to rent forever. It's extremely hard to get into a property right now, guys. Now, another thing is, guys, the government housing. So I'm not sure what it's called in different countries, but here we call it government housing or subsidized housing. It is backed up, guys. It is at over 80,000 people. The number is going up every single day. It's insane how many people are on the waiting list. One suggestion I have, if you're a politician seeing this video, please do some research. There's people taking advantage of this system. Government housing and welfare. Please put a time limit on how long people could be on this. Do your research. Drive around these government housing buildings and townhouse complexes. Not everybody deserves to be there. If they've been there longer than a decade, if they've been on welfare longer than a decade, please start asking questions. Why are you still on it? What do you need? Why haven't you got a job yet? Like, come on, guys. It's not rocket science. Go for a drive. See what they're driving, see what their kids do for work. It would bring the numbers down drastically and open up space for people that actually need government housing, guys. That's just one thing, but my head's all over the place. I haven't been here in like 5 months, and every single time I come back to the city, guys, I think, holy smokes, what the hell's going on? It's just insane. Now, generally speaking, guys, Toronto is a beautiful city, don't get me wrong. I'm just here showing you parts of the city that people don't usually show. You know, we can't be blind to it. We can't just keep pushing it under a rug. We need to start speaking about it. So hopefully things could change. Hopefully more attention is given to it and you could clean up the streets, guys. Yeah, believe it or not, there are cities around the world where people aren't allowed to take over parks and sleep in it and do drugs and who knows what else. It shouldn't be a bad thing to request to your politicians, hey, we just want clean parks where we could go with our families, where our kids could go and play and feel safe, right? Would you feel safe sending your kids to one of these parks that I showed you today?
We would like this park cleaned up. We would like it to be a safe place again. We'd like to be able to take our children to the park.
Right now, that's not something Jason Bax and many of his neighbors feel safe doing. Over at Clarence Square Park near Front and Spadina, a cluster of tents and other objects. An alleged physical assault on a female employee from a nearby business. Theft of goods and alcohol from local businesses, resulting in an inability to keep doors open for customers. Harassment, human feces in the park, and tents being heated with propane tanks, a known fire hazard.
All right, guys, fast forward about 45 minutes. I'm up here in a town called Richmond Hill, and yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a rich area. It's not really considered to be a poor town at all. And even here, guys, I just took a clip. I'm going to insert it right now. I'm at the traffic light and there's a girl fully butt naked and she's putting on her clothes. It's crazy to me that I'm even seeing it here in this area because I thought that stuff would only be in the cities, and obviously things have changed, guys. It's creeping up all around the province now. You know what's sad is that in a few weeks school is going to start again, and this is a school zone, this area here. You're going to see underage kids that are potentially going to be around people like this that are walking around with who knows what out. It's just sad, guys. One thing I can say, guys, I don't think anybody has the right answer on what should be done or what will fix this homeless crisis or really affordability crisis. It's just a bunch of crises in one. One thing I can say though is that politician you're voting for hasn't done anything and they're not doing anything. So maybe you should start looking at different politicians. Hopefully one of them can make things better here in Canada. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna close this one out here. Leave a comment down in the comment section and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.